industry in Africa has experienced significant growth in recent years, with millions of players across the continent. However, for many gamers, their passion remains a hobby rather than a source of income. While in this conversation, we'll explore the possibilities of turning gaming into a sustainable side hustle, discussing ways to monetize this interest, industry trends, and also strategies for creating a steady stream of income. While to explore more on this, I'm joined by the gaming and tech expert Grant Hinds, just to explore more onto this industry. And also, just to start off the conversation, can you break down the evolution of gaming and what we mean by gaming in the modern context?
It's a very good question because a lot of people misconstrue gaming with gambling. So the video game industry at large is roughly a 3.5 billion rand industry in South Africa. And that is across a huge range of different disciplines, either from developing those games or distributing those games or buying those games, or even marketing those games as entertainment in terms of like Twitch and YouTube and in those platforms. But there's a lot of scope in the industry, in gaming in general, for people with different disciplines. And we are positioned very well in South Africa to find a career in the video games industry that fits your particular discipline or your particular talents, because we all have different ones.
So what are the key industry trends shaping the gaming landscape in South Africa, rather, and how can gamers adapt to stay ahead?
One of the biggest trends, I think, in general, is just mobile gaming. A lot of people think of gaming as this PC gaming, console gaming, and the barrier to entry to a lot of those kinds of video games is quite expensive, right? You've got to buy a PC, sometimes upwards of like 50,000 Rand, pretty easily, actually, to play games competitively at that space. So one of the trends that is happening is either you buy a console, you play FIFA professionally. There are a lot of like professional FIFA teams that play for money. But games on mobile is very, very popular. And there are a lot of competitive games that are starting to sprout up because of the popularity of mobile gaming, because people have access to phones. The more people that play those games, the more potential those businesses have to generate income. But also, the more people will share and play amongst one another, the more opportunity there is to get into an esports team and be competitive there. It's very difficult to say what's the income ranges, because it's so different depending on what you're doing in the space, whether you are streaming on Twitch or on YouTube, or a developer or an artist or a publisher. There's so many different spaces in gaming. So it can range from like an intern salary to like a proper like CMO's salary, depending on if you're involved in that. So it's very varied. If you are talking about it as a side hustle specifically, and if you're talking about it as a side hustle in entertainment, those numbers can vary. So how you make money in the space, if you are a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer or somebody that's doing a lot of the broadcasting on social media, is through ad revenue and affiliate marketing. Those are like the big cornerstones. And then the other one is through donations. So a lot of people will pay streamers to stream because they like their entertainment and they enjoy being entertained by them.
Yeah. So what role do the role of gaming in communities, and most especially in esports, play in South Africa? And also, how can one get involved, especially as a startup?
So esports is more like competitive gaming. So people play that as if they're athletes and they win prize monies and prize pools. There's a great organization called ACGL, which is the Africa Cyber Gaming League. You go to acgl.co.za, they have like tournaments on all the time with prizes that you can play nearly weekly, which is very cool. So a lot of people will enter those. And then it goes all the way up to Kaizer Chiefs and Pirates. Pirates have their own FIFA team, or FIFA players that are assigned to them. And they will enter those esports players into big tournaments, which is really, really cool.
What are the challenges and obstacles facing African gamers who want to turn their passion into a career, and how can they overcome those obstacles?
So I think the biggest barrier to entry actually is like an entrepreneurial mindset, to be honest with you. It is a very difficult space to jump into. because you have to be agile when it comes to what the market is doing and how business models are changing and how you can market yourself. A lot of people get into the space because they like playing video games, of course, and then they think that people are just going to pay them to play video games. That's that's insanity. You've got to be entertaining. You've got to have something to contribute, and I think having a business mindset allows you to problem solve a lot of those, aspects of your business as a side hustle. The other big hurdle is, I guess, it's just the barrier to entry. It's expensive. A lot of the hardware costs money. A lot of the gaming gear and the knowledge, like how to live stream or how to broadcast or what bit rates to use, how OBS works. And you can attest if the crew behind the scenes here at CNBC, there's a lot of discipline and gear that goes into any form of broadcast. And at home, when you are doing that, you kind of make a smaller version of that, in a sense. And it's difficult. A lot of people don't understand how the magic of getting a feed like this online, like without like frame rate buffers or with the audio working or whatever the case is, like it's hard. It's very, very challenging. And I think you need to overcome those challenges. Everybody just thinks it's just going live and playing games or just uploading a YouTube video. It's not. It's about, that is secondary. It's about being entertaining first and understanding the technical aspects of it so that you deliver a really good package.
Well, wish we could have more time to actually discuss further on this gaming industry. Well, thank you for joining us for today. And that's the gaming and tech expert, Grant Hinds, just talking about Africa's gaming industry, which is poised for continued growth and development. And as we conclude today's episode, remember that Africa's entrepreneurial spirit is unstoppable. Turn your passions into profits and join the movement. Share your hustle story with us on social media using #AfricaSideHustle. And don't forget to subscribe for more entrepreneurial stories, business news, and insights on CNBCAfrica.com. Till next week.